came out of my mouth was like, I do not know this guy. I've never met this guy. And I'm telling you, that was the first thing I said. I told them, hello, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please remember to subscribe, yeah, and follow me. And to press that red button. Is it here? Here? Yeah, press it. Today I want to show you a quick makeup. Like an everyday kind of makeup. This is like a story time kind of makeup. But this is an everyday look. For me, for beginners, and for someone who is new learning how to do makeup. Yeah. So, from the beginning. One of my friend, she took me to some club in Westland. We were going there to see some guy who happened to be my friend's friend. So the guy who I was going to meet with my friend, he was already there with his friend. So my friend was like, this guy is good. Mostly if you want to have fun, he's that kind of guy. The guy was from France. So I was like, okay. So I asked my friend. I remember I was not dating at that time. So I asked my friend like, he told me, if you happen to like him, it's okay with me because I do not date the guy anymore. And I was like, okay. Remember, I used to have Tinder, but I didn't meet that guy there yet. I was talking with other people there, and I was like, okay. So, I was curious at that time. I just wanted someone to occupy my mind that I was engaged and stuff, you see. So I was in that moment, I was young. So at that moment, I needed someone to tell me, oh Nancy, it's okay. It's okay to being engaged and not being engaged again. You know, I didn't know other life. I just knew that. So I met that guy and we drink. The place was so good. Like we had fun there. We drink. And then when we were going home later, the guy was like, instead of us calling Uber, that time was the time when Uber were introduced. But at that moment, I was not drinking that much. I used to like to smoke shisha, not to drink. So yeah. I was smoking shisha, and the good thing with shisha, when you just stop smoking it, within 10 minutes you're back to normal. So I drove my car. He was staying in Kileleshwa there in Lapta. So me, my friend, and he was with other girls. So we went to his place. His place was 3-bedroom room. Me and my friends slept together, and then no judging here, no judging. And then at the morning, the guy came by to our bed. My friend was not there, I was there. And he was like, I want to see you again. And I was like, okay. I asked him, those your girlfriend? He said, no, they were not her girlfriend. So I was like, okay, we are two adults here. So who is Nancy? If you know me very well, I think you know sometimes I just switch off myself and I become a don't care. So at that moment, I was in a don't care mode. And remember, I was engaged. So at that moment, I was not engaged. I needed to enjoy life. So the guy was like, can we meet? And I was like, yeah. So he took my number. I did not tell my friend. I know you're judging me. You're like, oh, she's a bad friend. No, I'm not a bad friend. At that moment, I did not tell my friend. But when we left, I told my friend. My friend was like, it's okay. So me and that guy, me and that guy met up like few times, you know. We were like, hey, why not meet? So we met a few times. He even took me with his motorbike in what do you call it, in Naivasha. So he was like, hey Nancy, and yeah, he told me, hey Nancy, what are you doing? And I was like, hey, I'm home. He was like, okay, do you want to meet? I want to take you some place. And I had this fetish of the motorbike. I already had the outfit, so I just wear my outfit and I was like, yeah, let's go. I didn't know like it was, I will feel my whole body pain, yeah, because of the bumps and everything. And from Westland to Naivasha, and then we used the other side of Kilimanjaro, and then we came back to here. So when we get home, he was like, do you want to drink wine? I was like, no, I don't drink wine. So somehow I do thank that guy. He taught me how to drink wine, and I love wine. But I asked him, at that moment I was open to learn stuff. I was like, I want to know how to drink wine. I used to buy wine, but I didn't drink wine. I always let other people drink it, yeah. So yeah, and where was I? He made food, and then we become, so first we had to talk. I was like, I don't want any relationship because I just came from a long time relationship, long time relationship, and I think I want to know how to survive by myself, because when the guy was dating broke up with me, yeah, he was the one who broke up with me. I'm not toxic. I think like deep down I wanted to break up, but I didn't know how to do it, because remember, I did not know how to do it by myself. I was young. I think I was 21. Yeah. 1 minute, I'm trying to make. Yeah. So I was 21. I don't know if they look good, but this is far than this one, but I'm going to correct it later. So the guy, we had to talk. We had to be like, I was like, I just came for a long kind of distance, a long-term relationship. I was engaged, but deep down I knew I was not gonna marry this guy, but I was engaged. I had the ring and everything. So I told him I want to do some stuff I've never done. And to know how childish I was, when I broke up with this guy, I had money, but I didn't know what to invest in. Like, it's not childish. Actually, I don't regret not knowing what I want with life, because I'm not in a hurry. I'm not competing with anybody. This is my life. I go step by step, okay? I'd hear the concealer so that my makeup can go for a long time, yeah. So let me continue with my story. So before like we sign what relationship we are going to have, so we had to talk. I told him I don't want any relationship. Like, we are here for fun, because I just came from a why do I keep saying long distance, long distance relationship, because I'm doing that. So no, I told him like, because I've just come from a long time kind of relationship, and that was my first serious relationship, the one that guy broke up with me. So I was like, I want to know, I just want to learn stuff, you know. I want to enjoy life. At that point, I could not even enjoy a lot of stuff, you know. Yeah. I didn't even enjoy stuff. Like, I did not even party. I was so serious with life. You know, there's this thing like, sometime we do. Mostly if you have come from a place where you didn't have anything. When you get in a place where you have stuff, or you start getting money, you start thinking like your time is running out. So instead of you just relax and at least enjoy the moment, you are just in hurry of everything. So at that moment, I knew I've wasted my time, because I didn't have like a teenager kind of life. Most of the time, I think my teenager life happened like, because if you know me, you know I'm the only child in my family, and I'm the only child in my family, and I'm the only one who is left in my family. So at that moment, because I know I don't have some safe place to fall to, at that moment, now I know, I don't know better, but at that moment, I was in hurry of getting everything. Like, I want to have a life, I want to get married. But the moment that guy broke up with me, I knew like I wanted to have a life. I knew I wanted to have dates. I knew I wanted to be the one telling the guy like, oh, you're too serious, I wanna this you. I know it's bad, but hey, I wanted that. I wanted to know how like teenager feel like. Yeah, because instead of me being a teenager, I was working. Instead of the boys coming to my life and making my grandma get mad at me, I was busy watching movie and thinking about how I'll get money. And trust me, I regret not having, okay, I don't regret, but if the time go back, I'll still do the same shit I did. So I'm not gonna lie, like I did some stuff that I was supposed to, I don't know. So yeah, let me go. So I talked with the guy and I was like, I don't want a relationship, teach me stuff. I didn't even know my sexuality. I didn't know what I like, you know, because the guy who I was dating, like the one who I was engaged with, he was not from this country. So we were having a long distance relationship. And because of that, we didn't get to be physical that much because he always come like maybe once in a year, 2 times, which mean like he only come after 6 months for 2 weeks, another 6 months for 2 weeks, you see. And I was engaged. I know, I get it. And also I was still new at this dating kind of game. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I did not, oh, I'm putting some, I don't, because this is like an everyday kind of makeup, I don't want to put something shouting, so I'm just putting a brown, you see. I want my eyes to just look okay, because you can put any color you want, but if you're new to makeup, I think like you can use the brown. You don't want to be shouting, you know, it's an everyday kind of makeup, you don't want to mess up, so you want to, So back to the story. So I told the guy, and we are not having relationship. This is kind of friend with benefit. Yeah, I just want to like enjoy life. And I told him I'm also in dating. So me and you, it's not gonna happen. And he was like, I get you. You're a type of my girl. I love that. So we started dating. No, we started mingling, you know, discovering ourselves. He taught me how to drink wine, and he was like, it took time. So we were together with that guy for like 2 months. Until I noticed like he was having some feelings for me. So I started like not going to see him every time. I was more like, no, I don't want to see you this time. What about we see each other? I knew he was getting attached because he was becoming me. Like when I'm in relationship with other people, how I become attached. So I knew he was becoming attached, and I did not want that relationship to be the kind of an attachment thing. Yeah. So I'm already done with my eyeshadow. I want to do my cat eye. So me being me, I started not seeing the guy, and I went back to my Tinder. I met some guys there, and they were not that good. Like most of the time, the guys who I met, you know, sometimes you get used to one person. And I also think I was also feeling like love with him. So I think maybe when he was not the one having like feelings, maybe I was the one who was feeling like love. And remember, I was the one who told the guy like, this is not the relationship kind of stuff, you see. I want to discover. So I think I knew it was the moment to pull back. 1 minute. So I just draw a cat eye. Now I'm going to the foundation. I'm using Made Porous. I'm using Warm Coconut number 356. Oh, I'm sorry, let me finish. So I have put like foundation, which happened to be porous. I need to look good. Wait, I'm sorry. So before I continue with my my story, I just need to put a foundation here. Let me show you. Not foundation, concealer, you know. Here and here and here and here and here. I'm sorry. So the guy who like I went back to Tinder. So when I went back to Tinder, I knew like it was the time to move on, but I didn't have the guts to tell the other guy. Mostly because I had some feelings. You know, I'm a woman. At the end of the day, I will always have feelings. I'm not an animal. I do have feelings, so just, you know. Yeah, I do have spirit. You may not know that. Not spirit, feelings, huh? So I told the guy like, the guy texted me and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I was available, but he texted me at night time, but that was not a big deal because he was not my boyfriend. We were just like friends with benefit. Huh? He treated me good, that mattered. So I told the guy like I was not available because I was home. He told me I was home, so he was like, can I come and pick you? The guy was very sweet actually, but no, I did not want him to pick me because I was already having some feelings. So I was like, no, don't come because I'm not feeling well. I want to sleep. Yeah, so I just put the dark concealer here and here to make my face look much more normal. Yeah, so I told the guy, no, I don't want you to come because I have I'm not feeling well, and also I have plans. I have plans for the next day. And he was like, I can't come for you. I was like, no, I don't want you to come for me. And he was like, I just wanted you to come. I made something so good, dinner so good. I was like, no. And at that moment, I went back to my Tinder. So in Tinder, I met some guy. Let's call the guy B. So I met B at Tinder. He was so sweet. And I was like, we talk with B. And the same time I'm talking with B, I'm talking with, who? I'm talking with the A. The A is the guy who I met through my friend, yeah? So the A is the guy that I met through my friend. The B is the guy that I met through Tinder. And remember, I told the A, remember I just told the A, like, I can't go to meet him because I was not feeling well, you know. And yeah. So there was like, can I come to your place if you're not feeling okay? I was like, no, it's okay. I also don't want to go out. And he was like, no, you're not going out. I just want you to come home. I just made something very good. But he was texting me at 9 something. And because I was having feelings, that was not going to be okay with me. So I was like, no. And at this moment, I wanted to be able to avoid the guy without telling him I'm avoiding him. So I've finished with that contour thing. I mean, yeah. Okay, I have finished with that. It's like, is it a contour? Okay, yeah, there is a contour. I'm loving this foundation I'm using. It's just so good. Look at it. I look so good. Okay. And so I'm already done with that. So I like defining my nose with a highlight anytime, even if I'm going to work. So I put this here. So the big guy, sorry. The big guy, he was like, we started talking. Much younger, not like the other one. He was like 20 or 25. The other one was in his 30s, almost 40. But hey, it's just a number. see? And then I use my powder. There's a I told you this makeup take less than 10 minutes. It just happened like I was talking, but it just take less than 10 minutes. So sorry. So the guy was like, okay, Nancy, what are you doing? I was like, hey, I'm just home. The one I met on Tinder. And he was like, what about you come to my place? We have a dinner, we watch a movie. Nothing have to happen, just come. And I was like, okay. Since there, I don't want to go to the other guy. And I was bored. And at that moment, I was okay with anything. I was single. I could do whatever I want, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm coming. I asked him, I told him, like, where do you stay? He was like, I stay in the Kilimani. And I was like, okay, give me your pin through WhatsApp, yeah. So he gave me the pin through his WhatsApp. And me being at that time, it was 10:30ish there. He was like, just come, nothing have to happen. And the guy was so charming, you know. So I was like, okay. So he sent me the pin. And who was I to say no to that? So I was like, I'm on my way coming. And me being me, look, easy. I told you, the makeup is always very easy. 10 minutes. So me being me, I was there to that guy. I know, I was on my way. And while I'm driving, I'm more like, he stayed the same place with the other guy. But the funny thing, also the other guy, like every time I went to the A place, I don't know, I just use GPS. I'm very bad with directions. If you know me, you know I'm very bad with direction. Like I can go one place like 100 times, but I still don't get it, huh? But I think like I'm not bad. Maybe I ruin myself by saying I'm bad to the point. You know, sometimes when you believe something, but that time I was bad. Now I'm okay. Now because my work makes me drive a lot, I'm okay with direction because of my work. So while I'm driving there, I was like, how come I'm going like it's the same place like that guy? But I was like, no, it's not the same. But while I was driving, I was like, how would it be fun if I go to the same guy's place, you know? And I keep driving and driving and driving. And then when I went, I saw like, okay. When I get to where the pin was pointing, it was the same apartment like the A guy was. But I was like, hey, I'm already here. It's not like the A guy will know my car. I know. So as I was saying, so I was like, I don't think like the A guy will know my car, you know. So I was like, it's okay because I do not think like the A guy will know this is my car. So I went there, but I did not know the A guy place very well. But I knew it is like upstairs, but I didn't know which floor exactly. But because every time I came, he always took me from downstairs, so we used to go together. So maybe I was careless. Yeah, I was careless. So yeah. When I got there, I asked the guy which number of the house. He told me come to second door, to the second floor, the fourth door. Me being me, I'm there. But while I'm there, I took my WhatsApp and I texted my cousin and I was like, do you know what? I think I'm in the same floor like the guy who I'm seeing. And my cousin was like, no. My cousin was like, what if you went to the same place like the guy you are doing what you are seeing? And I was like, hey, I will know his house. So I texted the big guy. I asked the big guy, like, what is the number? What is your house number? He told me, like, to go to the second floor, the 4th house. Me being Nancy and being ignorant, I went. But the whole time I'm going, I'm more like, what if this is the same? What if this is the same house? I keep going, you know? But as I told you, I'm ignorant. I'm very ignorant. If you know me, you know I'm ignorant, you know? So I was like, what if I go there and I find the same guy sing? And then I was like, no, they can't be staying in the same house. At that time, I didn't know anything about shared apartment, you know? So me being me, I'm there. I went to the same house. And when I already texted my cousin, I tell my cousin, okay, this look like so weird. I'm in the same apartment like that guy. But my cousin was like, don't worry, you're not going to meet the guy. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't think I was going to meet the guy also. So me being me, I went by and ting ting the door. So when I ring the bell, the guy who came to open, it was the guy A, not the guy B, the guy A. And then when he opened, at first I was shocked. He was shocked because I told him I was not coming. He was also shocked. I was shocked. And then the guy B came, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was like, I do not know this guy. I've never met this guy. And I'm telling you, that was the first thing I said. I told that guy. And then everybody started, the 2 guys started laughing, and they look at each other. So the guy was like, yeah, I don't know her. And then the guy B was like, then why did she say like that? And when I entered inside, it's like him being the one who opened the door. It was not awkward. That was not awkward. When I entered inside, he had a girl. So there were 2. He had this girl. He was with another girl. So I think when he called me, I did not go. He called another girl, you know. And so we were like 2 guys and me. And then the guy was like, yeah, this house of mine, I gave it to someone like a shared apartment. Sometime I do that. I was like, oh, okay. But how was I supposed to know? Like, how was I supposed to know? Like, that things like that don't happen, you know? So I was like, how can this even happen? So I was there standing, looking at him. The other guy brought me food. Remember I told the other guy, no, I can't come, I'm not feeling well. I'm in his house with another guy. So I was there. I ate. He was so mature, I can say that. So the other girl, the girl who was with the guy A, he knew there was something between me and that guy. Even the other one knew. Because the whole time I was sober and I was so shy and I was smiling, and every time we look at each other, it was awkward. Like awkward, you know? So what I did was, I told the guy, actually I know him. There was a time me and him, we were like an item. And he was like, okay. And then the other guy, like the guy, he told him, yeah, but that was a long time ago. And I was like, And I told the guy, I did not know, like he was saying the same praise. So the guy B went to make dinner for me, like at the table. He was making food and drink, you know. And remember the guy A taught me how to drink wine. So I was drinking wine with the guy B. I was like, oh, red dry wine. So yeah. And the guy A was looking at me. Every time, I could, even when I'm breathing, I could feel him looking at me, staring at me. And that was so awkward. So when the guy B was like, Nancy, let's go to my bedroom. The guy was like, no, come here, let's watch a movie. And I was like, okay. Because the guy A, it's not like me and him, we are enemy. We are still like friends, you know? We are still like friends. So I was like, this is so bad. And the guy A came by, the guy B, the B is the one from Tinder, called me, came and called the guy A, and then they went inside and then they started talking. So the guy A came and told me, Nancy, it's up to you. What do you want to do? I felt so ashamed. But I remember the guy A, he's there with the girl. So I did not betray him, and he did not betray me. We are two allied and we can do what we want to do. So I asked the guy B, where do you want us to watch the movie? He was like, if you want to watch at the sitting room, it's okay. I was like, where do you want it? He was like, I wanted us to be here at the bedroom because we can even talk. I was like, okay. And from that day, I avoided guy A to the point, like, just 2 years ago I met him and he was like, you did not do anything bad, Nancy. It was not, you did not do something bad. And I was like, I know. I just felt ashamed. And yeah, I don't know what to call that, but that was awkward. So that is the end of my awkward story. And for whoever was teaching how to do the makeup, and that is how I do my kind of everyday makeup, you see. I do my eyes, my lips. I always use like, it's like a lip balm, a lip gloss, I mean. Yeah, it's an airy color lip gloss, yeah. So this is how I do my makeup of like every day. And I'm very satisfied to tell you, I go the whole day like this and it's easy, 10 minutes. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow me for night of makeup and some story time. Bye bye. Ciao.